I was shocked at the information that Spotify can find out about you. I did a data subject access request and right to access information about me on my account, or 2 articles in the GDPR that really help you out here for getting information about you. Article 15, the right to access. Basically means you have the right to access information about you. And the best way to imagine this is, let's say someone commissioned a portrait of you, and it took them weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks to do this portrait. And then after the portrait was complete, they refused to show you the portrait. Now, Article 15 gives you the right to access. It means any technology company or any company using your personal information, you have the right to access that information, and you can see that at any time. Article 20. Article 20 is one of my favorite articles in the GDPR. It's the right to data portability. Let's say, for example, I'm with Amazon Music and they know everything about me. They know my playlists, they know what music I like, I've set it up just the way I want it. It's perfect. However, for whatever reason, Amazon just isn't doing it for me anymore. I'm considering moving on, but there's something stopping me. That means I have to get to know another provider again. I have to set up my playlists, and I just can't be bothered with the hassle. Well, Article 20 solves that problem. It means you don't have to get to know another provider. You can just download or request your information from the provider, all your playlists, any information that you've contributed to. So this might be your purchase history from a loyalty card, for example. And now you don't have to go through that whole getting to know each other. Now I can move on to Spotify and they instantly know all the information about me. I just share that information that I've downloaded from Amazon Music to Spotify. And this should be in an easy to use, readable format. Typically I would expect an XML file or a JSON file. JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation, and this is basically a list. It's a list that humans and machines can read. So to access your information on Spotify, then you click Profile and then you go into Account. On the left hand side here, you'll see Privacy Settings. Click Privacy Settings, you go through there. Now you scroll down on Privacy Settings. There are some options here, whether you can connect it to your Facebook data and tailored ads. I have all these switched off. But to download your information, you scroll at the bottom and you click Request Information. I requested my information, as you can see here, on the 22nd of March. Now what happens is, I don't know if you can see this, it can take up to 30 days to complete. I was surprised. 30 days? Why does it take 30 days? It's all automated. And then I received a notification 60 seconds later saying my data was being processed. And then 4 days later, I actually received a file called my data that I could download. So now I have the email saying download here. Now the reason they don't send you the data within the email as an email attachment is because some believe that email is not secure. So actually having a downloadable link is the best way to do it. Once you click the link, they actually ask you to verify your password. Again, a great security step. And they also have a retention policy on there. So they only retain your data in this downloadable link for 14 days. This is a very good security step, I have to say. So onto the information itself. So this is the list of files that you get when you download my data. Your phone, the model, the make. Also any Bluetooth devices that are connected when you're using Spotify. It can also identify those as well. Interestingly, I saw that it has my brand of car on there as well, so it was able to identify that. and it's also able to identify various other speakers or Bluetooth speakers. It also knows what network provider I'm on, what you've searched for, and it's made some inferences about what type of person you are in terms of what you prefer. So it's got a list of categories that they've found that are interesting to you, and they've listed them out specifically in order. So if you like tech, science and medicine, for example, podcasts, news, they'll all be listed there. What's also quite interesting is that they've also got things like when do you like to listen to Spotify? Is it in the day? Is it in the afternoon? Is it midday? And then it's also got things like frequency. How frequently do you listen to Spotify? And then it's also got something quite interesting called diversity. So how diversified are your listening habits or preferences? Having access to this type of information, they can build a complete picture. And this is just from Spotify. This is just from one app that you listen to music from. So it's quite an interesting experiment and quite surprising at the same time. Please leave any comments below, any questions. See you on the next one. Take care. Bye.